It's time for another episode. So welcome back to another episode of Video Games Monthly. This is a monthly subscription box that you get every month, usually between like the 5th and 6th of every month. And you get between 3 and 20 games that you get to keep forever. These are your games to keep. I get the 5-game option, and I've been really enjoying it. I've been doing this for the past like 7-8 months now, and I really like what I've been getting. Some games you get are not that good. Other games you get, I'm like, nah, this is a banger. Like, hey, yo, like, this is a really good game. There's a lot of games I haven't played before that I've gotten, and I've been really enjoying it. Now, the difference between my box and something like John Riggs is I get the Japanese-only games. They support a couple different systems for Japanese imports, specifically the Famicom, Super Famicom, Sega Saturn, GameCube, and Nintendo 64. Those are the ones that I get specifically, and so it's really interesting to see the Japanese import games. Like, what are you gonna get? Like, this is really cool. I'm a import freak. All my collection's imports, so I really like doing this box. As of recently, though, I stopped getting Famicom. I have way too many Famicom games, and I just don't want to make room for any more of them. There's a couple of specific games I want for the Famicom, so I'm saving what little room I have left for those games. So I won't be getting any more Famicom games, but we still have a large amount to choose from. So this box, it feels heavy, so I know for a fact there's going to be Sega Saturn in here. I haven't gotten that for a while. I was hoping we'd get some more, so I'm very excited to see what's in here. So why don't we just stop talking and do the unboxing? Alright, so I'll reach in and just kind of grab, and I feel N64 first, so let's just grab it. What's it going to be? It is... Man, this box is already great. Like, how can you look... This is Donkey Kong 64. There's no... You would never get the English, like, a cartridge of this game. Like, the English cartridge, the English one goes for what? I think probably like $40, something around there. You would never get that in this box. That is really cool. It says someone got it for 200 yen, which is a steal. Like, wow. Like, that is a steal. It looks really nice. It's not like the cleanest over here, of course. Like, there is a lot of yellowing and stuff, but in general, it looks pretty clean. The only problem is I can't play this game. My N64 doesn't have the expansion pack. So with my N64, I have a history with N64. I've always proudly called it hot garbage. And I still hold to that fact that it is hot garbage. But there are a lot of good games on N64. Like, I have opened up a lot, especially with this box. When I finally chose to get N64 games, I have found games that I really have enjoyed, but I still don't think the N64 is a great console, but it's not bad either. So my old N64 I gave to my sister has the expansion pack in it. My new N64 doesn't have the expansion pack, so I cannot play this game. This is one of the only games that specifically require the expansion pack. But N64, Donkey Kong 64, it's not a bad game. I've played it off and on in the past. It's not a really bad game. It's not really my kind of thing. Recently, I did get Banjo-Kazooie in this box too, from like last month or the month before, I can't remember. And I surprisingly really enjoyed that game. And I know that it's a lot like Donkey Kong 64, so if I get an expansion pack one day, I'll have to try this game out and see if I actually like it or not. Because I've played it off and on. I didn't really ever get into it, but you know, maybe this will change my mind. That I actually have the cartridge now, so that's a win. Donkey Kong 64, come on, like, in this box, that is a massive win. Alright, let's see what else we got in here. Let's see. I feel Saturn and I feel another 64. Let's just get another 64. What do we got? What do we got? Bro, Yoshi's Story. Bro, look at these. These are like 2 bangers right here. I'm not lying to you. I did not just put these games in the box. I don't have these games. Yoshi's Story, let's go. It is super clean too. That is a clean copy. Like, wow. Look at the shine on this thing. Like, it almost makes me think like this is like a new label. Like, this is really clean. My goodness. I've never played Yoshi's Story before. I've never played it. I've played Yoshi's Island, but I have never played Yoshi's Story. So why don't we boot it up and see what it looks like? Alright, so here is the Yoshi's Story game. So this game reminds me a lot of Yoshi's Island, which, I mean, I don't know if these take place in the same universe, but I mean, it has a lot of the same style and stuff. Yoshi's Story, from what I've played a little bit of it, I didn't play a lot of it. I'm gonna say that right now. I didn't play a whole lot of it, but from what I played, it's not bad. You just eat these fruit, and you eat enough fruit to fill the whole screen, and then the level ends. Like, that's really it. I mean, it's a really cute little game. I like that you can choose between the different Yoshis to play as and stuff. It's a cute little game. I don't know how much I'll play of this game. I didn't play a whole lot of it. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm not really saying at this point in time it's a good game either. It just kind of feels like a cute, chill little Yoshi game. I'm not really a Yoshi's Island fan. I actually don't like Yoshi's Island. I need to make an upload on that, on how much I don't like Yoshi's Island. I think it's a bad game, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. But this game, it's not too bad. It's just a cute little game. Well, that is a cool game to add to the collection, Yoshi's Story. I really like that. 2 bangers right here. Wow, that's pretty cool. All right, what else we got here? Let's grab a Saturn game. I feel, ooh, it's a big one. What is this? This is a big one. What the heck is this? This is Nadesico, The Blank of 3 Years. What is this? I don't know if this is an anime or just a game. I know on the Saturn there were a lot of anime tie-ins. This is interesting. I've never even seen this before. It looks like they're in space or something. Has the manual, has the little like side thing. Is it a 2-disc game? Because it's a big thing here. What is this? What is this? What is this? Is this a little like mini CD? Like what? And what is this over here? Let me pull this out of here. What is all this stuff? This is really cool. What is this? Is a little just like standard cart. Are these like stickers? I think these are stickers. Hey yo, we ain't gonna open these now. We're gonna keep these like pure. Like this is really cool. What the heck? You know, I might have to use these stickers actually. But what is this here? Little poster. No, this is music. So this is a music CD. This has like soundtracks like to the game, I imagine. This is really interesting. I have no idea about this. I like the little poster thing too. I would love to hang this thing up. This is really cool. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to play this and like do some research. I don't even know what this is. So let me boot the game up and I'll do some research and I'll get back to you on this. Okay, so this is interesting. So this game here, The Blank of 3 Years, this is actually based on an anime. And what's really interesting about this is this specific game, The Blank of 3 Years, it takes place between the final episode of the anime and the movie. So this is like a direct tie-in to the actual story. This fills in the blank of the story between those 2 events, hence why they call it The Blank of 3 Years. That is something I've never seen before. I've never seen people use a game to fill in the story of an anime. Like, could you imagine if they did that with like Evangelion or something like that? That would have been really, really cool. So I think this is a really interesting idea. Now, I don't know anything about this anime. I've never seen it. So playing this game, I'm not going to know what is happening at all. Like, I'm not going to know any of the story. This is a very heavy visual novel story game. Like, I don't know if any action ever happens or if it's just like story based where you just read and stuff. I don't know. I didn't play a whole lot of it. I don't really know what's happening. But this is a very, very cool, interesting concept. I think this is really cool. I'm gonna have to look at the anime and see like what it's all about. This has me interested now. I've never seen anything like it. The music CD did play on my Sega Saturn too, so that was cool. So I got to listen to some music, to some beats. I'm like, this is pretty cool. So we get a music CD and a game. Like, what more could you ask for? So that was the game there. Now let's go to The Blank of 3 Years. As I said, I've never played this. I've never even seen the anime, but this is a very interesting tie-in. I really like that. This is really cool. I'm gonna have to actually look at the whole anime and see like what it's all about. I really like that. All right, what else we got here? What else we got? Let's grab another N64. We don't have any Super Famicom. That's okay though. What do we got? Hey, yo, we got Powerful Pro Baseball 5. So this is a long-running series by Konami. I've never played any of these, but you know what? Other than the fact this is really clean, I've done these boxes for, I said, what, like 8 months now? This is the first sports game I've ever gotten in these boxes. This is the very first sports game. I've never gotten a sports game in these boxes. So that is very impressive. That is very impressive that I've never gotten a sports game up until now. I've never played this specific series of baseball. As I said, it is a long-running series. So let's boot it up and see what it looks like. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought I would like it. I like some sports games. I like golf, I like tennis, and even some baseball games. This is not one of them. It's not a bad game. I can't necessarily say anything bad about it. It's just not very fun. It's not very engaging. I just don't really think it's that good. I didn't play a lot of it either. There's really nothing here. Like, maybe if I were a really hardcore sports fan or baseball fan, I would like it. I just don't think it's very good. Unfortunately, there's not a lot I have to say on this one. If you've played any of these from Konami, let me know. I'd like to hear about it. So, Powerful Pro Baseball 5 by Konami. Cool. Well, it's cool to add to the collection for my Nintendo 64. All right. Last game. What do we got here? What do we got? Sega Saturn. Nice. Always like Sega Saturn. It is $27.99, bro. That's criminal for a Saturn game, man. But this is what is this? I can't see that. Is that Night Truth? Yeah, Night Truth. Explanation of the Paranormal. Making of Night Truth 2. Voice selection. What is this? Is this just like, this isn't a game, is it? It's just the making of it. So they're just like explaining. I don't even know what Night Truth is. I'm guessing it's a game on the Sega Saturn. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look up information here. But look, they see it. They say it right here. It says warning. This software is not a game. It says Chui kono software wa game de wa arimasen. This is not a game. So at least they warn you ahead of time. Voice selection. Yes, I'm guessing it's just interviews and stuff. From what I can understand. I don't know though. I'm gonna have to boot it up here and see what it's actually about. Has a little insert. It looks all clean and stuff. This is kind of cool. This is kind of cool though. I'm gonna boot it up and see what it looks like. Okay, so the making of Night Truth 2. So apparently there were a couple different games on the Saturn, and from what I understand, they're just adventure story games. Like there's a lot of reading and text and stuff. It's very story heavy games. I've never played them. I've never heard of any of them. So these are just the making of them really. Like there's a couple of preview things. There's some question and answers by the actors and stuff. There seems to be a decent amount of content here, but it's just not really something I'm super interested in. I still think it's really cool to have. Like this is a really interesting piece of gaming history to have, but in terms of just, you know, playing around with it, like it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of interesting stuff, but it seems like there's a decent amount of content here. But like the Q&As were really short. Like there was like a question that they asked staff, and like there was just really short answers, and like it doesn't feel like they put in a lot of effort into this. But I don't know, but it's still an interesting piece of software to have, but like it's not that interesting either. Maybe if I were really into the games of this, it would be more interesting, but I've never played these Night Truth games, but I'll have to look into them and see if they're any good. Well, that was Making of Night Truth 2 voice selection. Very interesting. Not really my thing exactly, but it has opened me up to knowing about the Night Truth games, so I'm gonna have to look into those. So, all in all, from this box, I would say, come on, I would say that this is a win. Like, look at these two. Like, these two games right here, like, make up for any bad games in the box. Like, if I had to say there were bad games, it would be these two, but they're not even really, like, bad games. They're just not my thing. And then this thing right here, this thing is really cool. Like, I'm gonna have to look into this more. So, what do you think? Was this a good box this month, or was it a bad box? It was just kind of eh? Let me know in the comments below. So, thanks for watching. See you next time.